raising women's voices.
One story at a time.
Welcome to the She Said Project podcast.
Well, hello, friends. So grateful that you've all decided to join us for another episode of the She Said Project podcast. I am one of two women who are hosting you today. I'm Jeanette Jerzyk, National Director of the She Said Project.
Hi, Jeanette.
I'm going to punt over to Carrie.
Look at you making sports talk
You
right
have
out of the gate.
no idea how much sports are part of my life now. I watched all the Illini games.
Look at you.
I know. Yes, I watched March Madness.
Look
Because
at you.
we live in Champaign-Urbana, and the Fighting Illini made it to the Final Four.
Okay.
I know we try to make the podcast evergreen, but I think it's too important that you know that I know.
I know
this
that
information.
you know. Okay, now here comes the question.
Oh shoot! Oh no! I didn't know there was going to be a pop quiz.
Sadly, Illinois didn't get to continue to the championship game. Do you know who the final players were and/or winner?
The game was Monday night, wasn't it?
Good. There you go. You get points for that.
Okay, so we lost to UConn, right?
So two teams, the two final teams. Who would you say? Kind of.
I have no idea who won.
I can't.
Wait, was it? It was Michigan.
Yeah.
Did they win?
Yes.
Michigan won. Isn't that bad?
We're
Don't
now.
Don't we not like
no,
them?
Big Ten. If
Okay,
Illinois,
Big Ten wins. We're happy.
Yeah.
Okay, yay. Okay.
Yeah, look at you. This has become basically a sports podcast. Basically.
There is nothing true about that statement.
Okay, so then let's just pivot back to
Let's pivot
She
back to
Said
women's empowering stories.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Talk. Okay. But there are a lot of great empowering stories, women's stories in sports.
Oh
I
my
feel
God,
like there are
yes.
so, I mean, since the dawn of time, but now with social media, I feel like I am learning about so many amazing women in sports stories.
Agreed. Yeah,
And
no, it's
coaches
become
and-
much more prevalent.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, women's sports are getting the attention they deserve. Maybe
Ish,
not enough
ish,
yet.
But we're on the right track.
We're on the right track. We've had some amazing women in our shows that have talked about their sports journeys or what sports have meant to them. Not that that's the topic we're going for today, but that's the whole point. The point is we provide a platform. Women bring their passions, their talents, their voice to our stage.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm very passionate about, here's my segue, follow along,
Okay.
is community service. Let's go there. Yeah. So one of the things I do spend a lot of time doing is serving on boards or volunteering. I run my own nonprofit. But when I first moved to Champaign-Urbana in 2009, and I did not know anybody except the man that I married, I joined the Junior League of Champaign-Urbana because I had heard that these are women who care about their community and do community service projects.
True story.
And they are in hundreds and hundreds of communities across the U.S. and in several countries. But that is where I found like-minded women. I found friends. I found people who've raised me up and opened doors for me. Many of those friends have been on the She Said stage now with us. But anyway, I bring that up because that was my lifeline when I first came. I'm still active in our junior league 15 years later and 17 years later. It's been a while. But I bring that up because that's what she said. As we grow into more and more communities, I look for organizations that have alignment in our mission and organizations that are looking to, raise up women's voices or develop the potential of women, build community, create opportunities for fundraising around nonprofits. And Junior League kind of checks all those boxes. It fits the bill. And so when I meet with a team or a leader from a junior league who says, we'd like to learn more about That's What She Said, like my heart sings. It's great. And that's actually what happened in the Quad Cities. And the Quad Cities, for those who don't know, are where Illinois and Iowa meet. And there's 4 cities, and I think I can name them all.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Moline,
Check.
Actually, let's bring our guest out here.
okay,
She can
okay.
verify if I got this right or not. So, joining us from the Quad Cities, Michelle Hyde. Hello. Hello, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. So great to be here
Now,
with
you were in, that's what she said, Quad Cities last year.
It was.
You are our first guest on the podcast from the Quad Cities, so yay. And I was at your show, which is like just win, 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 check, check, check. So we're going to quiz me and see if I know the 4 Quad Cities. Are we ready?
Background music.
You
Okay.
got this.
So there's Moline, there's Davenport, there's Bettendorf, and there's Rock Island.
Okay, so
You are so good.
Those are the Quad Cities, right?
Yes, there is a caveat.
Okay, tell me.
So, fun fact, there's actually 5 cities in the Quad Cities, which I know sounds completely,
That does not
Trick.
make any sense.
it goes
it's a
against
trick question.
everything.
Okay.
I know. This actually was on Jeopardy very recently, but they include East Moline as one
Okay.
of the Quad Cities as well. I know. It doesn't make any sense, but
Look at that.
Here we are.
Are you on the Illinois side or the Iowa side?
so I work on the Illinois side, but I live on the Iowa side.
So you cross state lines every single day.
Oh, every day. A little bit of both.
Oh,
See, we live in Champaign-Urbana, and I think that it depends on which city you live in. If you say Champaign-Urbana the right way, or if you say
Urbana, Champaign. There's been a war for years in this town. So the Quad 5 cities, the 5 Quad cities, and are you a member of the Junior League? Because I know they are the.
I am.
Okay, well, we're just going to have to talk about that.
But exactly. I mean, hearing you talk
Yeah.
about it makes me want to get involved.
So
for sure.
it's the Junior League that reached out to me, and that's how it all began. There, they heard about us, and yes, it's a great fit. And so they said, okay, we're going to put on a show. We're going to empower some women. How did you learn about that? That's what she said. That you are new to us. We know not that much about Michelle Hyde, so we are excited to get to know you.
Oh, fantastic. So I was lucky enough to be just in the audience in the first year. So a good friend of mine was one of the speakers, and I went to support her and was just completely blown away. It was one of those nights where they had little mini Kleenex on each seat, and boy, did we use them. I mean, it was just incredible to see these brave women standing up and sharing their stories. And my dear friend who was with me was so inspired by it that she actually went into her boss the next day and said, you know what? I want a raise. And got one.
That's awesome.
Because of the amazing stories that she heard and how inspired that she was.
That show inspired her to open her mouth and ask for what she deserves.
Sure did. It sure did.
That-
And so I said, I want to be a part of that. I want to be involved in something that's special. And so I applied the next year.
Wow. I like this story.
I like this story. Okay, so you applied, and then once you knew you were getting green lights, did you know right away what you were going to talk about?
Yeah, I think so. I think I always am looking for an opportunity to share about my mom at any possible chance that I can. I love to keep her memory alive with her stories and just the spirit that she brought to so many people. And so for me, women's empowerment has always, sort of begun and ended with my amazing mom. And so it was an easy topic to kind of rally around for sure.
I remember what a tribute your story was to your mom, but you brought an element of humor and charm. It wasn't a sad memory. It was a happy memory. And
sure.
so that was one of the things that stood out about you, because I think humor sticks more when you're watching a performance or a story. And I think those are more memorable, those moments, especially when you're laughing and you're thinking, wait, that was sad. I wasn't supposed to laugh at that, but you had a gift of helping the audience listen with laughter. And that is a gift. We look for it whenever we can.
When you're laughing, it really it not to be hokey, but it opens up your heart like you're in a comfortable, relaxed feeling, and then you're able to sort of receive and absorb some harder topics too.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like that's why.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
So in just a moment, we're going to share your actual performance via video/audio with our audience, with our guests. And here's the thing. Your show is unique, and it's one of those shows that's not under the umbrella of the mothership. And that's okay, because every show, like we're empowering women to do things their way. And that's what she said is incredibly adaptable. But your story didn't have a title, right? I don't know that that's something your cast did.
Correct.
So I want to give a grand introduction to Michelle Hyde and her story. So I'm going to put you on the spot. If your story had a title, what would it be?
It would probably be a real D move. I won't say the word. I say it in. I say it in.
I'm doing the math. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Exactly.
You are not wrong.
But
That
we'll
is
go with
probably
a real D move.
the most memorable line from your story. In fact, I came home and shared it with a lot of people. It's like, this woman said the funniest thing, talking about her mom. Okay, so we've got our title. For those who don't know, you'll catch on. Stay with us, I promise. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll share Michelle's story, and then we'll come back and hear more about where it all came from. I am trying to contain my laughter already, but I'm excited to rewatch this performance from That's What She Said Quad Cities 2025. So excited to have Michelle Hyde on the podcast with us. We've just found out that the title of her story is a real D move. Please enjoy.
Good evening, everyone. So 6 years ago yesterday, my mom died. It was August 20th, a date that will never not feel layered for me and my family, because it's also my sister's birthday. And to this day, my sister swears my mom picked that exact date just to be a dick. It's a sentiment so twisted, so dark, and somehow very on brand for our family. That's just the kind of humor that has carried us through the hardest times in our lives, and it has been the best gift my family could have given me. So I grew up outside of Galesburg in a tiny town called Oneida. Go Robo Tigers. Woo-hoo. My family has often been compared to the early days of the sitcom Roseanne. Blue collar, hardworking dad, smart mouth mom, 3 kids, the oldest daughter, a classic overachiever. Hi. The middle daughter, perpetually annoyed and surly. And our younger brother, the cute and funny little guy with the dark hair. Our house was rarely tidy, never quiet, but always full of a whole lot of love and sarcasm. My mom hated that Roseanne comparison. Now, maybe for a few more obvious reasons, but deep down, I think she knew that it fit. She was the only one that everybody felt safe around, who could make strangers feel like family in 2 seconds flat. And the humor wasn't just in conversations. It eked into our traditions and even into her wardrobe, too. My mom was a pretty hardcore Catholic, a feminist, ally, authority-questioning Catholic, but hardcore nonetheless. We had an annual ritual where we would blast Jesus Christ Superstar every Good Friday. Only Colleen Hyde could take the Bible's most tragic, brutal event and turn it into a dance party. She went through at least one, if not a few, Christmases where instead of doing a top 10 list of highlights or family brags, she kept it real. Some would say too real, listing the things that did not happen that year. i.e., Michelle did not make the dean's list again this year, and Doug, her husband, once again did not get a raise, and her wardrobe was so random. She never found herself to be fashion forward, so she went the comedy route instead, wearing random t-shirts. One of them actually read, "Bacon is meat candy." Another one was inexplicably an autographed Herman's Hermits t-shirt that, despite hundreds of washings, retained the autograph. She was diagnosed with MS back in 1992, and she was undergoing tests right in the middle of my 6th grade graduation festivities. Instead of missing the graduation ceremony because of medical testing, she showed up to volunteer with wires glued to her scalp, cracking alien abduction jokes, and hustling around like she didn't have a care in the world. As her MS progressed, she needed a wheelchair occasionally. But because she was a terribly stubborn broad, she refused to give in and wouldn't buy an actually decent one. Instead, she used a rickety relic we had to assemble each time like a piece of IKEA furniture. My sister dubbed it FDR, likening it to a giant wooden situation straight out of the 1940s. And yes, that name stuck. Hey Mom, are we taking FDR to the mall or no? Fast forward to October of 2016. 3 weeks after my dad retired from a 42-year career on the railroad, we got the news. My mom had lung cancer. I was inconsolable, but within hours, there I was wiping my tears away while snorting with laughter at my mom's texts to me and my sister. Being a true boomer, homegirl loved her some Facebook. And we often laughed at vague bookers who would post cryptic status updates for attention. She began suggesting vague, melodramatic Facebook statuses about the situation that could stir the pot. Options included, not much to be thankful for this turkey day, ... and can't believe Santa left this gift under the tree. She was never gonna post them, but she knew threatening them would crack us up. My favorite card that I saw during these early days read, "When life gives you lemons," you open it up and it reads, "I promise not to tell you about my cousin who died of lemons." We howled at that one. After fighting through stage 4 cancer with all the chemo, radiation, medicine, everything that the doctors could throw at her, she chose to stop treatment and transition to palliative care. Amid the foggy ambient dreams that she was having at the time, one involving her being carried like a glittering Egyptian pharaoh, she asked me to post an update to her Facebook friends. Again, #boomer. Their tributes of love were poured in, hundreds, except for one. One guy from her high school class posted the most random meme of James Corden and Katy Perry body rolling during carpool karaoke. What the actual hell? It was gone within minutes, but the memory was immortalized. Body rolling became our family's code for an inappropriate response of any kind. That year, I got her a birthday shirt with that exact meme on it. Maybe it looked a little bit familiar tonight. She wore it constantly. Because when it rains, it pours, our old dog Baxter wasn't doing so well either. Mom and Baxter would take turns coughing and gasping and sharing a look, and then she would deliver her favorite line at the time. "All right, death pool, who's going first?" Spoiler alert, she beat the dog by 2 weeks to the day. Her final act was just as theatrical. When it was time to transfer her to the hospice house in Peoria, she smiled wide and gave a double thumbs up from the ambulance. That was her, finding levity in the leading. She spent 2 weeks there surrounded by immediate family, and her humor stayed sharp until she could no longer speak. One of her last lines to a nurse offering her a sponge bath was, "No, it's okay, I'm not skanky today." After her funeral, after the obligatory mass, of course, what stood out wasn't just the grief, but the stories. Everybody had a memory, and most of them were hilarious. The slideshow included both loving family portraits and a picture of her and her friends pretending to own a house decked in the worst Christmas decor imaginable. She actually posed for pictures outside of this house, pretending it was hers. I can't remember if she used it for her Christmas card that year or not, but it definitely made the slideshow. That was her, irreverent, hilarious, and just so freaking fun. She is missed every single day. And I know she'd be the first, or maybe the second, to admit that leaving us this early was a real dick move. And in the end, what my mom taught us through every diagnosis, every setback, every wildly inappropriate joke, is that levity isn't just a coping mechanism. It's a lifeline. It's how we stay connected to each other when everything feels like it's falling apart. As Victor Borge once said, laughter is the shortest distance between two people, which I hope paints the picture of how close so many people felt to my mom and how very much I miss her every single day. Thank you so much.
You know, Michelle, when I chatted with you after the show that night, you shared, and help me if I'm misremembering or quoting you incorrectly, something about you never got to say enough or give the proper, it was almost like this was your chance to do the eulogy justice, like this tribute to your mom.
You were exactly right.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, I wrote her eulogy, but I couldn't deliver it because I was so scared that I was going to get too emotional or have it take away from, the celebration that I know that she would have wanted. So I wrote it, but asked a friend of mine to deliver it in my place. And this much more like what a eulogy for her would have really been like and what she would have enjoyed so much more. I mean, the first line of her obituary was a Jack Handy quote. That's just the way she was. And so I was so happy to have the opportunity to be able to deliver it, and something special, something more like her than a traditional eulogy.
So well done.
I know. And in the show, I mean, what we try to do is build up other women and support women and help women find this one was it was special because it was not just you building up and sharing your story and building, but it was such a beautiful tribute to your mom. To see a daughter building up her mom, it was something special. And like we said earlier, like whenever you can combine the belly laugh and the serious, that's my jam. I love that. I thought maybe you were so wowed by my words, you were just
I
like,
did. I fell over.
I can't take it. Can't take it anymore. But I loved it. It was just so great, and it just made me. It was so heartwarming, but also very, very funny. And I thought, oh my goodness, I'm guessing that this humor is a apple tree situation with your mom.
It's funny that you say that. As I was listening to it, everybody says that I look exactly like my mom. And I've heard that my entire life. But listening to it, I sound like her too. And what a gift to be able to, I was just kind of grieving the fact that I can't hear her voice very often anymore. I have a couple of videos. I have, a voicemail here or there saved. But it's funny. Listening to this, I kind of do hear her voice, and it's coming through me. So just another gift that the She Said Project has provided for me, for sure.
What was the feedback? Because I can imagine being another family or loved one of hers and seeing that play out. Had people seen, heard, read it beforehand, or what was the impression afterward?
It's funny. My dad really liked it. My sister, who, as I mentioned, tends to be a little bit snarkier, but keeps things very real and very honest, said that is the most perfect way to describe mom. And so that made me feel good and gave me the confidence to go forward and present it.
Oh, I love that. I came back from that show and I must have quoted you to a dozen people. Okay, there was this woman, she was talking about her mom dying, but here's the thing. Like, she called it a D move. And oh my God, it was so funny. Like, it stuck. Man, oh man, did that stick.
I'm glad. Her memory lives on. She'd be thrilled.
And I love the card with the lemons. My best girlfriend and I have, it was from a greeting card, I swear, but it has stood the test of time and become like this very long ongoing joke between us. But there was I'm just going to share my own personal story. There was a greeting card that on the front said, when life gives you lemons, and you open it, and inside it said, stick them in your bra. Can't hurt, might help. And
Another great lemon
so
card.
good. So good. And we use that quote very often. Stick them in your bra. Can't hurt, might help.
Can't hurt, might help.
Yep.
I love it.
A lesson for us all, for sure.
Well, I feel like I know so much about your mom. And okay, so even though, and this she said, mission, we're really intentional about encouraging women to talk about themselves more than their loved ones. I mean, yours was a special, unique opportunity. I cheer you. I absolutely agree that you did the right thing. But I want to know more about you, Michelle. So you gave us a little glimpse into your upbringing, but tell us, who are you in this wide world, and what do you do in Iowa/Illinois?
All right. So I've done kind of the Midwest tour. I grew up not far from the Quad Cities, about 40 minutes away. Did my undergrad at Bradley in Peoria. And then with the obligatory Caterpillar internship, you have to do it, rite of passage, right?
Obligatory. Got it.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. Then did sort of the Midwest tour. I was in St. Louis. I was in Chicago for 6 years. I lived in Champaign-Urbana for 5 years.
What? Wait a second.
You buried the lead.
Did. I know. Also worked at U of I as well. And yeah.
So we could get you back, is what you're saying. There's hope.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
That's what I'm hearing.
But after Illinois, I moved to Milwaukee and worked at the headquarters of Northwestern Mutual up there in their diversity and inclusion area. And I was part of a mass layoff that happened there. And it was when my mom was getting really sick. And it was actually one of the best things that could have ever happened, because the timing, it just was amazing how everything worked out. And I had already landed another job at Kohler and was doing some contract work up there when they were getting ready to make me the full-time offer. I said, don't do it. It's going to make it too hard for me to say no. But I was at a time in my life where I could be where I wanted to be when I wanted to be there. And so I sold my house in Milwaukee and packed everything up and moved back in with my parents. And so I was actually my mom's caregiver for the last 3 months of her life, along with my dad. So when I think about, the gifts that have come as a result of some really, really hard times, that was just, the timing could not have been more perfect. It was so wonderful to be there, binge watching Schitt's Creek with her and finding the morsel of food that sounded good. And then when it did come time for her to move into the hospice, I was with her the whole time. So I am just so thankful that worked out the way it did.
What a gift. That sounds like it was divine timing. It
did. Everything worked out so well. So.
And where do you work today?
Oh, great question. So I am a corporate trainer at MRA, which is the Management Association. And so I do HR and leadership training for folks really kind of all across the Midwest, but in particular here in the Quad Cities.
I love that.
She's a woman of many talents.
I know. I want to find a reason to get you back down here. All right. And don't share what you're not comfortable. What did you do when you were in Champaign? You said you worked for the university.
I did, yeah. I worked for student affairs, and I was in advancement in student affairs.
All right. Only if you're comfortable. What years were that? Because I just want to know if we know some of the same people.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I think I moved to Champaign in 2010 and was at Eastern Illinois University for like a year and a half. And then, so I want to say I did start at U of I in 2012 and was there until 2015.
Oh my God. I was here. We totally
We were all
overlapped.
here.
How did we not run into each other?
We had to know each other.
I
We had,
know.
I think in some realm, We must have.
No, I'm vibing. Like we would
must
have,
have.
if we had been in the same room at the same time, we
know.
would have like locked eyes across the room and like you.
Well, I'm already in my mind boomer Facebook thinking I'm going to go stalk you on Facebook, and then I'm going to stalk who our mutual friends are, and then I'm going to make it about what a small world that I can't believe we both know so and so. Like,
And then you're going to post some vague status
and
updates.
then I'm going to vague book about it.
Oh, please do. Please do. Because that's the best, you know. Could it really going through a hard time right now?
Dot.
Or-
That was the best. The dot.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yep.
It's like, just tell us. I'm nosy.
Like whenever I see that, I just imagine like, you know, Bernice is there with a fishing pole, like fishing for this. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry,
Bring it
Mom.
on
What a
in.
day. Sigh, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh my goodness.
Dot. That killed it.
Oh, God.
Is that how you stalk people on Facebook? I need to know your ways.
I do. So when I want to know about someone, I go look, I see who their mutual friends are. I go to their likes. It tells you a lot about a person.
Oh, nice.
Look at what do they like?
I have to be honest. I have not been on Facebook for about 2 decades, I would say.
Well, you better go check your likes because I'm going to be looking at it
I
in about
know.
32 minutes.
If you can find it, more power to
So
you.
if stuff didn't age well, you know, if you're like, I
Probably
love
not,
Tiger
probably
Woods.
not, yeah.
Like,
Stuff didn't age well. Oh man.
I mean, that's happened to me. You know, stuff does
you
not.
get
my
called
God.
out on your
I
stuff.
can't even imagine what I was posting in like
Oh,
2006 or whatever. But
Yeah, sometimes I see my
but I am on
memories.
Instagram.
Yeah, and you're like, oh,
You're on the gram. She's on the gram.
okay, I'll find you.
I'm
I
on the
think
gram.
Michelle and I are connected on LinkedIn. So
Yes.
that's a new, like it's new-ish in the world of stalking. I mean, in the world of research. No, I'm finding more and more people have a robust presence on LinkedIn than some of the other platforms. But
So
you
it
can
also
find
says a
people.
lot about a person, which platforms they spend a lot of time on. And I
Agreed.
You know, are you Instagram? Are you TikTok? Are you Facebook? Are you LinkedIn? You know, are you a professional? And then that leads to also, then are you a suit wearer? Are you a cardigan gal? All of those things I think are connected.
You're never not communicating.
See that.
Yeah, everything we do sends a message.
True story. And I do like how LinkedIn is kind of the grown-up stalking a little bit. So
It is
business stalking, maybe. I don't know.
in a good way. I mean, people. I shouldn't give the details of the stories, but my husband, you know, he owns a company here in town, and I mean, he's told me stories of, you know, they were about to hire someone, and then just that last bit of research on their Facebook and found out something about them that was no longer aligned with the you know values of the company, and you know, you got to be careful what you put out there.
Absolutely. That is so true. And, you know, working in HR, I always say, if you don't want something to be printed on the front page of the paper, make sure that you're not putting it in writing. And that includes Microsoft Teams, too. We get comfortable on Teams and we say snarky things, and all of that is discoverable.
Well, I mean, not that
So-
I'm somebody who's hanging out on TikTok, but if I had been hanging out on TikTok, you know, you see these things because people are recording, and then somebody says something on a group text, on a Google Meet,
then
on a
they post
Teams,
it.
and it.
Without your permission. Yeah. No, you can get busted.
Absolutely. Even our friend Taylor Swift and Blake Lively, we read their text messages, their personal text messages.
Well, if I ask someone, so now you'll know. So if somebody asks me something that I want no record of, or if there's something top secret and someone is texting me, I immediately call. And so then, you know, my sister or my best friend will be like, I figured you'd call on this one, you know, like, but also just awareness. Do you want there to be a record? And then it also gives me pause, like, okay, do I really want to say, is that kind? Is it true? Is it? And then, I mean,
What a good gut check.
yeah, that
That's
pause
great.
will give you like, wait a minute, if I didn't want to type that out in a text, maybe I need to rethink that.
All right.
I love
This
that.
is a great place to take a pause because now I have to process all this and go rethink my life choices. We'll be right back. All right, Michelle, tell us what you love about living in the Quad Cities.
The family. I have a sister who lives in Orion, which is about 20 minutes away, and my dad lives about 45 minutes away. and it has been wonderful. To be honest, I never thought that I would live here. It had been 20 years since I had been back in that area, and after my mom passed away, I was doing, interviews in Chicago, interviews in St. Louis. I thought I'd go back to the city, and this position, this corporate trainer position in the Quad Cities came up, and I thought, gosh, it's kind of great. And then I started on the day that everything shut down for COVID. Was my first day. It was like March 16th, 2020 or whatever.
Your first day on the new job. Yikes.
First day on the new job. I started on a Monday. I closed on my house on a Friday. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to have a job. I am totally not certain that this is going to go through. But luckily it did. And we were able to do a lot of stuff online. And we, that P word, we pivoted quickly.
P word.
We had to do it. But it has been wonderful being so close to my family. My best friend from high school lives here. And so to be with her and her family has been such a gift. And people are really kind in this area. I mean, I haven't lived outside of the Midwest. And so I would say that that's something that's probably pretty true anywhere in the Midwest, that people are really kind. But I think in the Quad Cities, especially, people, it's just a special place to be.
I love how you refer to it as the Midwest tour.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
and I think that there's something special about being around people that you built relationship and connection with, your siblings and the people you grew up with, and it isn't, hi, I'm Carrie Rosso, I'm head of school. Hi, I'm Carrie Rosso, I this, or I'm Jim's wife, or I'm Kitty's mom. All those things, when it's like these people, like they saw you with braces and like blue eyeshadow, like.
Oh, yes.
Like there's a shorthand there. You just cut right to the trace. It isn't about any of the stuff that we lead with now. It's just who you were.
It's so true. I will never be cool because they've seen it. They know. Like, there's no escaping it.
No, you can't.
Exactly. And so just be yourself.
Yes.
Because, the jig is up.
You go back to your hometown and you start trying to be all that. And they're like, dude, I saw you throw up through your nose in 5th grade.
100%.
You might
100%.
check yourself with your hoity-toityness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why I never go back. That's why I cut all ties.
Okay.
I grew up in New Jersey. Do you want to know what my hair looked like in the 80s? Come on.
Wouldn't fit in this screen right
It would
now.
not. For just a hot minute.
I bet there was some hairspray involved.
Just a hot minute. I had mall hair. We called it mall.
Oh, yeah.
The claw.
Oh, yeah.
The claw.
Absolutely.
But no, even we moved when I was in 6th grade, which in hindsight was the cruelest thing my parents could have done. So I don't have many friendships from pre-6th grade, except the few that found us on Facebook, like that we've stayed in touch with. And then even in high school, I moved when I was 18. I came to Illinois for college, and I've never lived in New Jersey. That's not true. I was in New York, New Jersey shortly after college, but then California, then Illinois. So my family's still on the East Coast, but I've never had that homecoming, the people who know my darkest secrets, except for, the one BFF who I've held on to, who knows everything. Yeah, you're right. I can't be cool. But I don't know what that feels like to live in your hometown or to have everybody around you.
Well, and I always just think there's just having siblings. Like I don't have family that lives here, but I work in an environment where I see people coming, aunts, grandpas, grandparents, coming to pick up or drop off, and I think what a great gig to have people, your family close. Mm-hmm. So do you think like this will put you on the spot? Are you here like, yeah, I love this, or like I'm applying? Anybody got anything? Resume is ready.
So I love my job. I am one of the rare people who is just so thankful for the gig that I have. And what's cool about it is that I get to be in the classroom, but then I also lead a team of 8 folks. There are, let me do the math, 5 in Minneapolis and 3 in Milwaukee. See, I'm good at math. 3 in Milwaukee that I lead. So it's a kind of a combo platter, leader, as well as trainer
Well,
job. So it really is kind of the
I
best of
am
both worlds.
curious to know though, I love that you love your job, but was this the dream? Like, what did you want to be when you grew up? What was the
Oh,
fantasy?
definitely not this. I mean, like when I started at Bradley, I started as a music major. I was a music
All
major
right,
for about 5
how do
minutes.
you take an internship at Caterpillar with a music major?
Well, because I very quickly changed. Because when you're from a really small town, so I'm from a town of 700 people.
Oh, that's
So
all.
when you can carry a tune in a bucket, they think you're the next American Idol. They are, and everybody is telling you, you got to do this. You got to, you're going to go off and be this big singer, right? And so I thought I was pretty hot stuff. And I got there, and a semester in, I was like, what do you mean we're not just sitting around singing show tunes all day? Like music theory and sight singing and ear training and all of these things that I was terrible at. I mean, it was just awful, and I hated it. And so I switched to a communications major real quick after that.
And you can sing karaoke on Wednesday nights.
Pivot.
There you go. Exactly. So, but very fortunate while I was at Illinois, I was able to get my master's through U of I Springfield as well. And so I did a liberal studies major where you can kind of map out yourself what you want to do. And so I focused on training and development, and also got a grad certificate in HR as well. And so that kind of led me to my next role in diversity and inclusion up in Milwaukee. So
Okay,
it's
so
great.
you found your calling, you went to grad school,
Yeah.
and then you did find a job that aligned with your training. That sounds great. That sounds like your personality. I
did.
love it.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, thank you.
I would be so curious. That would be a great question just to ask people on the street. Are you doing what you thought you would do? Because I think sometimes there's this romanticized idea, like I want to go back to what I literally wanted to be a truck driver because I didn't understand all the work that went into it. I thought, what a cool job. You get to drive around, haul this big, like, fun family room in the back. You can pull over, have parties, friends, little dance party. And then
That was the fantasy?
Yeah, I thought that these people have what's going on. And then I found
See the country. You're a great driver. I get that.
Have I ever
Sure.
told you the story of how I almost got my commercial driver's license to be a truck driver?
Are you making stuff up?
I am not making stuff up. That is a story for another day. Remind me. I will tell you I was this close.
But I love that you were like, okay, this was the thing I was told my whole life. This was the thing I thought. But then I think having the confidence and the openness to be like, yeah, not that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and my dad was not pleased because he worked for the railroad for 42 years. He did not understand. What do you mean you're going to study communication? What is
Come home, we can communicate for free.
Exactly. He's like, I didn't have to go to college and I can talk. Like,
They teach you
he just
to
was not
talk to people.
understanding what it
No.
was. Yeah. So I my specialization was in PR, and so I thought, they definitely train you quite a bit.
I love asking people what they want to be when they grow up. It's one of my favorite questions when I'm meeting a new cast, but that's what she said. But more when we come back right after this. Well, I'm glad that you found your calling and you had to personally pivot and then professionally pivot. And do you still sing anywhere, anytime?
No. And it's one of those things where it's like, if you don't use it, you lose it. And that really is kind of sadly what that's become. I did the wedding circuit for a really long time. Like when all my friends were getting married and stuff, I would, sing the Alison Krauss song or, whatever it is they wanted at the time, Shania Twain. It is, the songs come few and far between these days.
Alison Krauss is from Champaign-Urbana. She's very well known here. I bet your family thought you were the next Alison Krauss.
They probably did. But, again, not many people competing in a town of 700. So,
Well, I'm going to tell you a secret. There's a reason that I know the 4 cities of the Quad Cities. So I often tell the story that when I came to the University of Illinois, I had never stepped foot in the state of Illinois in my life. I grew up in New Jersey. I got accepted to the theater department in the university, and I came on a hunch, like I think I'm going to go to Illinois and see what happens. And that's exactly what I did. But in 1994, between my sophomore and my junior year, I competed for the Miss Teen of America pageant. And it was on campus at Augustana College in Rock Island, Illinois. So here I was a student in Illinois. I went back to New Jersey, but came back to Illinois over the summer with my parents. They came with me for the Miss Teen of America pageant.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. That's where my bestie went to undergrad. She's a doctor now. She's big time, but yeah.
So I was familiar with the Quad Cities back in the day. And actually, we have very good friends who we knew in undergrad who are married and live in Bettendorf, and the husband works for, of course, John Deere.
Of course,
which is why you live in the Quad Cities, because you work for John Deere.
Right.
It's like here, everybody works at the university.
It's true. It's
exactly.
True. That's what brings you there.
Right.
But we've been up there many times, spent time with our friends. My daughter has played volleyball up in the Quad Cities, and so we've had to go up for that. And now that's what she said. And I did hear a rumor that it is coming back to the Quad Cities for the third time later in 2026. So I'm really grateful for that because I've loved watching it grow and unfold and watching the team there embrace it. Like I said, the junior league of the Quad Cities. And I just want to give a shout out to Sarah Stevens and Jennifer Davis, who have stepped up to make it happen. They are just incredible women. And it was a really neat space because it was like it's called Sanctuary Studios. So that's
where Sarah does the yoga. The yoga is upstairs, but I can't remember the name.
It was a church.
Spotlight Theater.
But it's an old church building that is converted into a community space / theater. All right, this is not complaining, I promise, but I have, because I don't know that Carrie knows. The show was in August, and it was not air conditioned. And I felt
so hot.
I felt for you, Michelle, and the women on that stage. I really have to say that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we were toasty, and I think everybody in the audience was a little bit toasty too.
It was a little toasty.
It was a lot. But we lived. We survived.
Absolutely. And they want to do it there again, so they're actually looking at different dates so that it will be more comfortable. So we definitely
good call.
Yeah, we chatted about it. But again, anytime you get a group of women together and the goal is sharing stories, women are going to show up. Air conditioning or not.
Yep. Sweaty or not.
That's right. That's right.
There was a lot of menopause, perimenopause jokes afterwards. Is this a hot flash or is the space just really hot? Maybe a little bit of both.
Is this a hot flash or are you happy to see me?
Yeah,
right.
That's exactly when you started telling that story. I immediately thought, oh, please, I would have had a hot flash and passed out on the stage.
Yeah, a little bit.
It was such a gorgeous cast, though. The stories came together and blended so beautifully. Are you still in touch with anyone who you shared the stage with?
I am. In particular, Christiana. We follow each other on Instagram, and we just ran into each other at Costco the other day. It's, gotta love a small town. But it's been so great to see her. She came over and met some of my friends, and she's the one who did just such an amazing, lovely speech about being a breast cancer survivor and just all that she's done and all that she's been through. And I'm just endlessly inspired by her. And I remember she was the first one to practice when we had our rehearsal night, and she got up and spoke, and I stood up and started walking out to the car. I said, I think we're good here. Let's just have her speak. It was so moving. It was just awesome. So it's been really great to engage with her. There's been some other folks that, we keep in touch on social media and things like that. So it's been really nice. And just another great part about being involved with this project is all of the women who are just incredible that are here to share their stories and how you can connect with them on a different level. I know my friend who was in it the first year said that there's a group chat that they still have, that they still keep in contact on. So, I mean, it goes, each cohort I think is a little bit different, but I think the connection thread kind of ties through all of it.
Yeah. I love hearing stories like that because there's no shortage of amazing women. I'm sure in your community, just like ours, we could cast this show 100 times and not even be close to hearing them all.
And that's the thing, is trying to get people to sign up for this and say, hey, do you know about this amazing project that's going on? I know the story that you have to share is so moving and so incredible. I really, really encourage you to do it. So I'm working on some folks for sure.
Oh, I love that.
Road trip.
Absolutely.
Yes,
And if they have any doubts,
please, yes.
you give them my number and we will have a chat. Because
Okay.
what we hope some of these women start to realize, especially since you're our first ambassador from Quad Cities joining us on the podcast, is that being part of a She Said event is more than one night. It's you're part of a sisterhood. You're part of a movement that's bigger than you. It's bigger than one night. It's bigger than one city now. And your voice is getting blended with voices of women now in 15 cities and growing. That's why we do what we do on the podcast, so that we can share your stories with a larger audience. We can impact more people and connect with women from all the different communities now. Like, I think of it kind of like the spokes of a wheel. Like, we're the hubcap.
Yeah.
What are we? We're the
We're the hub.
We're the hub. And and it's the glue that brings all these communities and these women's stories together. Because again, we get to know women like you and hear your stories again and laugh with you and cry with you, and it's a joy. It's an absolute joy.
Yeah,
Thank
I can't
you.
wait
And
to send your
thank
link.
you.
Yeah.
Gosh,
So
thank you so much.
you share this
I
episode
mean-
with all those women. Be like, don't you want to do this too?
Yes, I will. Absolutely. And I want to thank the two of you just from the bottom of my heart. This has made my life better.
Aw.
This has been a vehicle for me to say goodbye to my mom in a different
that.
way. And I just am so, so deeply thankful for having this platform and having the ability to be able to do that. So thank you.
I know your mom is proud. I know.
Oh, she is. She's the best.
I know. Now I'm like, I'm going to send this link to all of like my mom pals, and then I'll send it to all of our kids to pressure them that we expect this kind of tribute when I kick the bucket. Okay? No pressure.
Love me.
Here's an example of what I would like.
Yeah. You sing like the wind beneath my wings, and I'm going to come back and haunt you. But this,
But yeah, a good laugh,
Yeah.
a little bit of snark,
Yeah.
kind of cussing adjacent. Let's make
Cussing
it happen.
adjacent.
love it.
That's it. Cussing adjacent. That's what we can do. Michelle, you've coined it. We're going to use it. I love that. No joke.
yours.
My mom, God bless her, is still my mom and still with us and kicking it in New Jersey. But she always told us, please don't have a sad party. Please don't dress in black. Don't cry. She literally said, please wear yellow. When you celebrate my life, dress in yellow. She has said those words to me. I know she'll hear this because she listens to every podcast episode.
Because she's proud of you.
She's our biggest fan. It's
And
true.
I love your mom, but I wear black to everything. I never wear yellow. I don't look good in yellow.
Too bad.
You think she'll still love me? Like,
No.
I'll tell inappropriate jokes at it.
Well, that's
but I'll
appropriate.
still
That's
be in
fine.
black. Okay.
That's fine.
I love you.
So, no, Michelle, you've inspired us to think of our moms in refreshing ways. And hopefully, there's other women out there who are going to hear this and go, it's okay to laugh with and celebrate mom and appreciate her for who she was and not try to mourn in a way that's appropriate. Let's just be there for mom the way she would want us to be.
And to be accurate and authentic. It's like those memes that say, when I die and they come on and say, she lit up every room. No, I didn't. I didn't. So like,
Don't pretend.
yeah, just say it exactly who I really was.
Okay, so when they need to know what Carrie was like, you call me and I will write the eulogy. I'm just telling you. Michelle, you do light up the room. I love this pink background is stunning, but what's more stunning is your beautiful face and your beautiful energy. And it has been an absolute pleasure to get to know you and spend some time with you today. And I hope this isn't the last time. I'd love to continue chatting and supporting the women. I hope to see you at the next Quad City show. Carrie and I are
wouldn't
going
miss it for anything.
see what we can do
Road
about
trip.
making that road trip. But just thank you for being here because, it takes a village. And we are so excited to share your story with more friends on the She Said Project podcast. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks
Thanks,
so much.
Michelle.
Take care.
Thank you for listening to the She Said Project podcast. All materials contained in the podcast are the exclusive property of the She Said Project, and That's What She Said, LLC. For more information on our live shows, go to shesaidproject.com.